Hello everybody, English Woodsman here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Most of all, thank you very much for clicking on my video. In this video, as you can tell by the thumbnail picture, I'm taking a look at a new titanium stove from Pomoly. Now Pomoly sent me this stove out as a gift to go with the hot tents, the Smoke Hut 70 I think it's called, because my stove what I had previously was way too big. So they sent me this one out. Now what I like about this stove is there's absolutely no building to be done. All you got to do is pull out the legs and it's done. You got to roll your pipe up, stick it in place, then it's done. The other stove what I do have, the Woods Walker one, you got to put all sides up and stuff like that. But this one is probably about 10 times as quick as doing it. But it is a traveller's stove, so what that means is it's good for car camping, you know, going in your trucks, if you've got like a little sledge or something to put it on. They say it's not very ideal for walking around into woodland with it, but it weighs absolutely nothing. Now I'll come across all that in a bit, but what I'm trying to say is with the weight of it, it's just nothing. There's no there, so I don't think it would matter if you really did take it into like some large woodland with you or any private woodland that you've got. You're not going to really be too bothered about carrying it in. So what I'm going to do is put the box aside. I'm going to open the bag. Now the bag is top quality bag, really good material. What I will be doing with this is I will be doing this part of the video now, then when it gets dark I'll come back and then we'll start the fire inside, so you can just see the fire in it through the glass windows. If I can get it out. I think the bag could do being just a little bit bigger, but apart from that, this stove is amazing. I'll just put the stove there for a second. My bits and notes there so I don't forget the measurements. You know what would have been good with this bag? You have to put some, maybe a few little pockets on the side of it so you could put some other bits in place, like some fire lighting material. You could stick it inside the stove, but I'd prefer to have it, you know, maybe one or two pockets on front. But then again, you don't want to add into the weight when you're carrying it around, if you do carry it around. So this is the stove. Like I said a minute ago, extremely easily to set up. That is it. That's all you got to do. And inside here, you've got a few bits. We'll put it on the decking, turn the camera around and we'll show you exactly what you get inside. Right, so there's the front airflow there. Nice glass window. So what do you get inside? I've already had it all out really, having a good look. You get some gloves for when you roll the pipe, because the pipe is 0.9 mil, so it's really thin, it can slice your hands, you have to be really careful. So yeah, you got some gloves there for that. This is the chimney what I'm going to use, what I've already pre-burnt in already from my other stove. So I won't be using the new one, I'll use the one that I've already used. And I'll keep the new one just in case something goes wrong with that. This is all the bits and bats. Your spark arrestor. I like the pattern on top of that. Then you get some of these rings to go around your chimney. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. And then you get a couple of these. I'm not 100% sure what they're for, so I will look into that and show it next time I use the stove. And that's the other chimney what you got to roll up, what I run about. I am going to be keeping that. I'm just hoping I can roll this one thin enough so it fits over the dampener part what's there. Right, so that's what it looks like from behind. Each one of these corners goes down a slope. I forget what shape you call it. It's the same at the bottom. Just if I pull the legs in, you can see it like that. So what this does is, I believe this helps control that hash build up when you've been burning for a while inside. The hash can fall down as it builds up there, so it doesn't, you know, clog up at the back. And same with there. And these parts here helps to divert the heat up to the top of the stove, just in case you're cooking, and to warm the stove up equally. Now you will come across on top these screws here, not screws, bolts maybe, let's say. Careful you don't lose them. I would have liked to see them put 1 or 2 spares in the bag just in case you do lose them, but I suppose it's not that you could find in your local hardware shop. Maybe not like this, so you'd have to find an alternative way to do it. So that's where your dampener fits in place. And like I've already said, you've got a really, let me put these down somewhere a bit safer. You've got a nice window there, your airflow here. It'd be nice to have a little ring here, you know, so you don't have to touch that part there when the stove is hot. So you've got something a little bit easier to do it with. And then the main part, what everybody likes about the Pomoly stoves, the massive side window. Look at that. That is a huge window at the side. Some of their stoves, they do have like laser cut trees out of them, and I think there's a deer or something on one of them. But you know what, I'm happy with this one, because there's not better than sitting in your hot tent when you're going to sleep and you can see the fire just burning away nicely. It's quite relaxful, it helps me nod off. Now inside, here we go. You can see, but it's got this fake shelf floor maybe idea. What that'll do, all the ash will fall into the bottom here, so it doesn't stop it getting enough oxygen to burn the wood. And then you can easily get yourself a larger stick and you can scoop the ash out if needed. Or in the morning, it's very easy then, because there's no stopping the ash from coming out. You could just tip it upside down, empty the ash out, and it will all flow out really easily there. I do like the idea of that, and it's all riv nutted, so everything you see around here is riv nutted. Everywhere's got riv nuts. Now there's something I'm going to say, I'm not criticising it, because I really won't want to do that, because this stove is absolutely fantastic. On some of their pictures on their website, you see these here, there's 2 of them. There's one here and then there's one here. I think for some people's peace of mind, having 2 of them on each side is probably a better idea, just in case you do lose one side of it. But then again, like I said with this top here, it would have been probably nice to see some spares of these getting put in. But just check it every time you use it and you've let it cool down. Just check all bits and bats, make sure they're nice and tight. I know this one in here, so I will be sorting this one. This one's quite loose. That's nice and tight. So I will tighten this one up with an Allen key. Because I'm about to use it for some reason. Oh, it's got a bolt on the back, that's why. We're going to have to fasten that up properly. It won't do any harm, but like I says, just check everything before you start using it. The glass is heat treated glass, so it won't break under any heat. Just be careful you don't put no inside the stove, like just the chimney or like that, what really can cause it to bang against and break. I presume it's tougher than glass anyway, but you just got to be careful of that, haven't we? Yeah, underneath, you know what, it's a really good stove. Now they offered me this stove, or they offered me their stove what collapses down like my Woods Walker one. Or my Woods Walker, you can put that in your rucksack and just go with flow. This one is different to that, it's all in one like I said, so it'll be really, really good. You know, if you're truck camping off of your truck or anywhere like that, you don't have to carry it around. But the weight is phenomenally light. I'll just get some measurements and then I'll run through them with you. So the stove is 18 centimetres across by 37 centimetres straight down. From the legs, from here right out to here is 41 centimetres. Now that really probably don't matter. Where you're going to have the fire is the 37 centimetres, but the legs do come out a little bit further to get to the 41 centimetres. Then at the front, from the legs there to there, it is 32 centimetres. So it's a little bit bigger, but I can't imagine that being any problems. And you see those little holes in the legs? That's if you just want to peg it out. For a little, if you want to be safe about it, you know, just in case you're camping with your kids out, and you want to be a little bit more safe, you can put some pegs in here and just peg it to the ground. Nice side glass window, I'm sure I've said that already. The door is a lot better hinge than my other stove. Super easy to open and close. So the weight of the stove is 1.5 kilos. That is super light. When I said earlier, weight wouldn't really matter if you're walking in some woodland with it. 1.5 kilos is absolutely nothing. And that is extremely super light. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put the dampener on. So the airflow for the dampener needs to come off from the back. And you just simply screw them back in place like so. This stove's extremely easily set up. It's really not hard at all. It's a brilliant design stove. I wish I would have had something like this over 2 last winters, so they're carrying that big everything that I had. That's easy as that. So the stove is made out of 0.6 titanium. That's extremely thin, and I've seen a lot of people get these stoves to glow red as soon as they start using them. I'm going to come back when it's a bit darker, and then we can see the true effect of the fire through the glass, sides and the front. It'll just be a lot better for the video, I think, if you can see the fire properly. So it's now dark. Let's get the fire lit and let's see the effect through the windows. Right, so the window is starting to go black, but this is normal for these stoves. After the while, once the heat balances itself out, it will start to clean all the black off. Then you get a nice clear image of the fire through the night. It's absolutely normal. You can get a damp cloth, rub it in ash before you use it and just rub it all off, but it does burn itself off as the stove goes on. It's a 2-hour burn, so you do need to do it for 2 hours first time, just to get rid of any bits of oil or fumes of anything. If I close the dampener, you can clearly hear the fire drop, the roar. See the difference? So it's open there, I close it, see how it slows right down? Then if I close the airflow at the front, you can clearly hear the fire settle right down. So we've got the airflow shut and the dampener shut. Let's open the airflow, and then we'll open the dampener. You can clearly hear the difference there. There we go, you can put enough of wood in it now. Right, so you can sort of see on camera up to there, it's turned this nice bluey purple colour, and here's still the original colour that it came. So yeah, you can definitely tell, even down the sides to here, but all that has changed colour. Let's have a quick look at the sides. Yeah, same at the sides. Bit of non-discoloration there. That's due to, that's where the wood is, but all the way around here, very nicely changed colour already. I'll have to go back to original colour yet. But yes, look at the colour. You can see here, there's a massive glowing red patch there, and also here on the camera. So the stove is getting its really good burn that it needs. Then once again, even at the back, it's starting to change. A little bit at the bottom, but it's not too bad. you can already see some of the ash falling through the grill tray, let's say, to the bottom of the stove. So that's working as it should do. Well, I've been burning away for about an hour. The full stove now has turned that nice weird purpley colour, and the glass is slowly starting to burn back to clear now. But I tell you what, it's not bad for the burn on the wood either. I've put probably one full length in and a couple of half ones of this size, that thickness. So I'd say about 2 pieces of them I've used within an hour. The bigger sizes are slightly harder to get in, but you know, it's something I'm gonna have to buy myself an axe to cut them down if I want to use them. You can just see what I mean there with the colour on top. Sides doing it as well. There's a little bit of a glowing patch here, so there must be more heat in this area at the back. You see like the red sort of glow through it. And then again at the back it's glowing nice and red. Right, so I've had this stove going now for quite a while. There's not much more that I can show you. If you like this video and you want to see more, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. And there's going to be a square on the screen now what will flash up me camping in the Pomoly tent, what I'm on about. And you'll see why I needed this stove. So thanks for watching. If you are subscribed, I'll definitely see you at weekend for a new video. But for now, I'll see you later on.